it all kind
Yeah.
of like clicked. I was like, holy crap, I'm in a cop car right now. Like, and
Yeah.
I remember like maybe a minute of it, and then the rest is all black. Like, I don't remember nothing else, dude. And
Yeah.
like from the place that I left, that I was like, I drove out of our friend's driveway. Like, I only planned on having a beer or two.
This is Rock Bottom with Ryan. No sugarcoating, no filters. The pain, the chaos, the truth. No bullshit. Just recovery.
Thank you for watching another episode of Rock Bottom with Ryan. And this episode is brought to you by Sober Strong Apparel. Sober Strong Apparel isn't just lifestyle wear, it's battle gear. Heavyweight tees, hoodies, and gear for the ones who draw a hard line. Clean, sober, no compromise. We rep sobriety like a badge of honor. And every piece you throw on says you're a part of the crew that doesn't back down. Every order fuels recovery with 10% donated to treatment facilities because we don't just talk about it, we stand on it. And use the code ROCKBOTTOM at checkout for 10% off. Really love what this company represents. It's huge on recovery. Really love the apparel itself. It looks amazing. So check it out, soberstrongapparel.com. Thanks for watching. Enjoy this episode. All right, welcome to another episode of Rock Bottom with Ryan. I'm here with Logan from New Generation Sobriety Podcast. I was on his show last week, and now I got him on my show to talk a little bit about recovery and his story. So, Logan, would you like to introduce yourself and where you're from and all that?
Yeah, for sure, man. I'm Logan. For those of you who haven't seen my page, I'm from Chatham, Ontario. It's a small town in Canada. Not exactly sure the population. Last time I checked, it was like I was really young last time, but it was like 40,000. But I'm sure it's increased since then. But yeah, I'm just from a small town in Ontario, and I grew up playing hockey. Went to a Catholic school growing up. Always had pretty decent grades, I'd say. Like, I was hard on myself because my sister was really smart, but like, I had, like, 70s, mid-70s. Like, my lowest mark I think I ever got was, I think, like, a 60 something in history, or maybe, like, a 58, I don't know. I never failed any classes. I never, like, I generally didn't skip class very often. I was a pretty decent kid. I was on all the hockey teams, like, travel sports teams. I played AAA hockey for a couple years. Then I switched to lacrosse when I was probably about 15. I played lacrosse and hockey, but I started to like lacrosse more because I was allowed to fight. I was allowed to cross check and slash people and get my anger
Awesome.
out. And I never left lacrosse like angry. I was always relieved.
Yeah,
But
no,
yeah, like
we don't
growing up,
have much hockey over in the States, but we do have some lacrosse, but it's usually at like the ritzy schools and stuff.
yeah. I was just up in Virginia at Liberty University. They have a lacrosse team there. I went to see one of their practices, but
That's awesome. What position in lacrosse?
I was a defenseman.
Nice, nice, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty fun sport to watch. I wish it was a little more popular out here or something, but yeah. But yeah, so I remember when you interviewed me, we talked a little bit about how you've been sober for 3 years and you got sober at 17. You're 20 now.
Yeah.
I
Yeah, I'm
think that's
20. I'll be
incredible.
21
I
in
mean,
March.
I interview so many people that, have short periods of sobriety, but a lot of them are in their 20s, 30s, 40s, and a lot of people with long periods of sobriety, like my buddy yesterday, I put him on Instagram. He's 42 years sober. So I find it impressive that you got sober so young, and it sounds like you plan on staying sober. So like, can you kind of give
Yeah,
me
for
like a
sure.
rundown of what your childhood was
Yeah,
like and what led
for sure,
into the
man.
drinking in the first place?
For sure, dude. I really appreciate that, by the way. I do hear that a lot in AA. People say, "Oh, I wish I came in at your age," and like I don't take that for granted. Like it's one of the things that helps me to come back to keep coming, and stay sober is hearing stuff like that. So I appreciate it. But yeah, going back to my childhood, I'd say I took my first drink around probably. I'd say the first one that I remember was at Christmas. I was probably around grade 7 or 8. Like, I don't know how old I was at that point, but, um, pretty young, and it was just like a sip of beer, like, at Christmas. Like, it was my dad's like, "Here, try this, and you're not gonna like it." It was, like, the tiniest little sip, and I, like, gagged. I didn't like it, but I didn't like the taste. Instantly, I knew, like, I can't wait to to drink. Like, you know, it was always like a social thing in my life. My parents like would have like I played on a travel hockey team, so we'd have like or at tournaments, parents would be drinking together. You know, we'd have weekend parties at my house in the shop, like Halloween parties or whatever, and like it was a social thing. It was always involved, but it was just fun. Like everybody around me knew how to stop. But yeah, like that always made me want to like be excited for it. You know, I was looking forward to oh, I can't wait till I'm old enough to drink. And then I was probably around grade 9. It's probably around the age when I don't know, around here, it's pretty normal. I don't know what it's like over there, but it's when you kinda get your hands on like, when you go to high school, you start drinking a little bit more, you start going to parties, you start so, like, by nature, my parents would give me 1 or 2 beers, and I'd say, "Be responsible." Like, they'd rather them give me 1 or 2 and me go have a safe time than me have to supply my own alcohol and be buying a 30 pack, right? Because that's what I wanted.
Yeah.
They'd give me 1 or 2, and it just started off normal. I remember, like, I think my birthday is the first time I had, like, a Corona or something, and I just had 1, and it was fine, and then, like but the first time I had, like, people over at my house, it was, like, during COVID kinda, so we weren't really supposed to be hanging out, but everybody stayed outside in the shop or, around the campfire, and my dad got me a couple drinks, and my buddies had their parents said that they could have a few drinks, whatever. Everybody was sleeping over in the tent, so like no one was gonna be driving or doing anything stupid. And anyways, I remember getting a lot more alcohol than just a few drinks, and I got plastered that night, man. Like extremely plastered. I have
How old were you?
videos of
Like
my
15?
memories that are yeah, probably 14, 15. I was
Okay.
so drunk, man. Like from I see videos and I'm like sitting on my buddy's lap and I'm like drinking out of a bottle of vodka. Like, and I remember it's probably around the age I started smoking weed a little bit too. Probably around it was the summer going into grade 9. I smoked my first like little bit of weed out of a beer can. Someone stabbed holes in the end of it and we just put weed on it and I sucked in the end of it.
That's how I
I
smoked
drank
the
a
first
bunch of
time.
yeah, I was already so drunk with I had like 12 twisted teas and I was like 120 pounds at the time.
Jesus.
Uh, yeah, I remember going back to buddy's house. We slept from, like, 4 AM till 7 AM. His mom took us to McDonald's. We went back home, slept from 7 till, like, 5 PM, and then got up and went to another party. And, yeah, it was at a very young age, I was not doing what other people my age were doing, I guess.
You were
I
going a
was
lot harder
always
than most other
yeah,
people?
like, I guess you could say that, but it wasn't like an everyday thing right away. It was more like, I can't wait for the weekend, you know? Like, people say it, and I can relate to that when they say, "Oh, I couldn't wait for the weekend to go party," and that was me. Like, I would focus on hockey in school and during the week, and I had a girlfriend from grade 8, we started dating, and we're still together right now. She actually just left. But yeah, like, what I was saying was, like, um, I was always doing not what you would expect, I guess. I was like someone asked me the other day, their little sister has ADHD, just like and like she really reminds me of myself. And he asked me a question. He's like, "She's home alone right now. Like, what are the chances you think she's doing something stupid?" And I'm like, "Bro, do you want me to be honest with you? Like, at that age, when I wasn't taking my meds and whatnot, like, because I know she's not. He tells me all those issues. At that age, I knew like I was a menace. Like, I would, if anytime I was alone, I was doing something I wasn't supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
Um, it gave me
Were
that
you kind of a
rush. I don't know.
rebel growing up in general?
Yeah, but I was always, like, not in trouble, you know? So I always was perceived as, like, a good kid. Like, I always got away with a lot of stuff, I guess you could say. Mm. But there was, like, times, like, now that I think about it, like, I was playing AAA hockey, I was probably younger than what I'm explaining right now. I was a little bit younger, but I, remember someone put BioSteel, like, the energy powder that you put in your drink. They put it on the table and I was like, "Oh, like, I'm gonna snort a line of it, blah, blah, blah," and I was, like, really young, right? Like, and I did it and someone, for some stupid reason, recorded it and posted it on their story because 'cause we're young and stupid, right?
Yeah.
And someone's dad saw it and, like, long story short, my dad like, I was grounded and I was in so much trouble, like, and I wasn't allowed to play my iPad the whole 7-hour ride home from this hockey tournament, like, I was like it was brutal, man. I can just remember now that I think back, I just
Kids in
remember I
those
was always
generations, I'm not trying to sound old, but it seems like kids in younger generations don't know how to be bored in the car, I've learned.
no, for sure, dude, for
We
sure.
used to
Without
have to,
our
like,
phones,
count
it's bad.
yeah, we used to have
But
to,
now
like
that I'm driving everywhere, like, it's fine. Anyways, what I was saying was, like, I was always doing stuff that I wasn't supposed to be doing, I guess you could say. And go back to your question, like around grade 9 is when I had like my first drunk, pretty much. That night I was just explaining when I was drinking out of the vodka bottle, and it was after that that I really looked forward to the weekends, and it was like just focus on school and not school, but more hockey and like your girlfriend and school, and then maybe school a little bit. I always knew I was going to be in the trades kind of thing. That was my plan because I wanted to be a chiropractor when I was younger, but found out you need really good grades. It's a lot of school, all this stuff. I'm like, nah, I'm not interested. But anyways, sorry, I'm veering off track, but
It's okay.
I was always looking forward to the weekend, and I started probably around grade 10, like mid grade 9, I think. If I didn't have any, like, I bought a dab pen for the first time, like a weed pen. And, I remember, like, if I didn't have a couple puffs of that before bed, like, I would just go looking for a couple beers or something to just try and not be sober, you know? Like, I don't remember exactly when that started, but there was a point where, like, I needed the weed to sleep pretty much, and
But your
if I didn't have
girlfriend
the
was
weed, I would drink.
your girlfriend was with you like at the beginning of this like eighth
Yeah.
grade. Was she noticing a lot of this progression?
I guess you say I hid it a lot, so I was really good at hiding things. I was pretty
We had
brutally dishonest. Yeah. We have a lot of she still has a little bit of a hard time trusting me today, like, I'm still learning her trust back, which is fair because, like I said, I lie about absolutely everything. I
she
lie when I
wasn't
didn't
into
even need
that
to
stuff.
lie. The alcohol, no, like, she was able to go like, she probably in a whole semester at school, she would go probably have she'd drink, like, twice, 3 times, like, she'd go out a couple like, 1 or 2 weekends in the whole semester probably, like, if it was a party she really wanted to go to, but I was at every my buddy was throwing a party, like, every weekend, like, and I was there every weekend, and she came maybe once or twice there, but I always ended up super hammered, sleeping over at his house. I often woke up behind the hot tub at, like, 4 or 5 AM outside, out back, by myself, like, wake up like, you'd think someone would realize, like, you're gone, right? But no.
Yeah,
I'd wake up I remember waking up behind his hot tub quite a few times, like, "Bro, where am I?" And then I stand up, and I'm like, I
oriented.
realize where I am, and I'm like I go inside and then call a taxi home, and I gotta sneak in my house so my parents don't realize I'm coming home,
Jesus.
and, it's like yeah, it's just completely unmanageable from the beginning, and I didn't even see it. Like, I remember grade 10 probably, I was, what's it called? Let's just throw in there too, I was pretty much stoned from grade 9 to grade 10, like or grade 9 to grade 11 the whole time, like, all my classes, pretty much. Um, there wasn't, like, a time I was sober very often. I was always kinda smoking weed or drinking, or it got to a point where I couldn't go to a friend's house without drinking or smoking weed or, you know, but that didn't happen till probably grade 10 or 11. I've always had 2 or 3 jobs that, like I've heard that people in the States don't know what corn detasseling is that true?
No, no
You
idea.
don't know what that is?
No,
Okay,
please
so
elaborate.
basically when corn grows, there's a stalk, right? And you gotta pull the tassel off the stalk or off the corn, like the cob. Anyway,
Yeah,
like, they hire people to go walk down the lines in the field and pull these things out, like, in the heat, right? And it's a torturous job, dude. I hated it, but I did it for 3 years. It's, like, around here, it's, like, common, because it's the only place you can get a job that young, right? It's either that or your parents pay for everything, like so I started that at probably 13, and then at around 15, I started, at Canadian Tire, like, they let me start early, I don't know, I was kinda mature for my age, I guess you could say. I started a little bit like, right before my 16th birthday, I'm pretty sure I started at Canadian Tire, and, I worked there for a couple years, and I remember I worked at this farm market in my town, like, selling at a fruit stand instead of doing corn detasseling, right? I would do that for money, and, yeah, like, I always had a couple jobs on the go, but I never saved any money, it always went all to
booze and dab
self
pens.
booze, dab pens, shoes, anything, like, materialistic wise, I was obsessed with. I
Yeah,
had this twisted
same.
view on money growing up that, like, the more expensive something was, the cooler you were if you had it, like, in hockey. Like, the more expensive the hockey stick, usually the better the player was, honestly. But it was usually because their parents were rich or something, I don't know. But anyways, like
Did you did you ever go into work stoned, or is it kind of something you were good at separating work from your party life?
I would never smoke at work at this point, but I would definitely go into work, like, still drunk from the night before. Like, I remember there's a night I drank, like me and my buddy, yeah, me and my buddy polished off there's a bunch of people, but me and him had drank, like, a whole 30 pack, and I was drinking liquor too, smoking weed, like, doing everything under the sun. Like, I never did hard drugs like cocaine or anything like that, but, um, I was doing, like, everything, like weed, alcohol. I was, like, uh and I was like I said, I was probably 130 pounds at the time, like, 5'6", grade 11 maybe at this point, grade 10, and, I remember waking up the next morning underneath, like, this little rug that somebody had at the end of their desk. It was like a soft, girly rug, and I remember using that as a blanket, and my backpack was, like, on me forward, and I'm laying on the ground, and I looked beside me, I'm like, I didn't even know where I was. Got up because my alarm was going off, and I'm like, "I gotta be at work in, like, 20 minutes." It's almost 7 a.m., and I'm like, "Oh gosh." And I'm like, I get to work, and I'm, like, stumbling, I'm still drunk, and the lights are, like, tripping me out, and I'm like I worked the whole day, but I was purely off, like, Red Bull and, like, caffeine, and, like, I was definitely still pretty drunk, and that happened quite a few times.
Jesus.
But, I never drank, like, I never hid a bottle in my bag and drank at work or anything like that, or, like, the odd time I would hit my dab pen, like, if I had it with me for some odd reason, but, like, that was just to make it more fun, like, I I was the kinda guy that would slam, like, 5 beers in the matter of 5 minutes before I was cutting the grass because I wanted to have a buzz doing it,
Yeah,
right? And, like, I'd
but
be
you don't
running
think
out to my
you don't think you did it because you felt like your body needed it. You were doing it because you're just like, I want to make this interesting.
yeah, I thought it was in my mind, like, at first, I really thought it was just boredom, dude, that's why I was drinking, was because I
Yeah,
was bored, and that was my excuse for a long time, but once you get into recovery, you start to uncover things, and you realize, like, what the
yeah.
actual problem is, right? And, um, like I was saying, like, probably grade 11, like, is the first time that happened with work, and, like, then it started to happen more often. Mm, I remember I was, like, drinking at I wouldn't drink at yeah, I guess I would come into work pretty drunk sometimes, but no one knew, I guess. I was completely functionable, like, I don't know if it's just because, like I said,
Developed tolerance.
yeah, it's almost like I don't know, someone said this the other day, but it's like when people with ADHD, like, when you give them alcohol or substances, like, it doesn't most people feel like when they feel that influence of something, they feel uncomfortable with it, like, they don't like it, but usually with us, like, addicts and alcoholics and stuff like or ADHD, whatever, like, it makes us feel better almost, like,
Yeah,
it's a
calms us
really
down a little.
good feeling, and if you like, for me, if I like something a little bit, I want more of it
Yeah,
usually, like, and if one feels good, 100 is gonna feel way better, so,
yeah. That's a part of the
yeah,
ADHD personality, but also the addictive personality combined.
yeah, for
We
sure,
just
dude,
need
for
more
sure.
and more.
But yeah, so kinda just touching a little bit more on high school, like, I was probably it was around, I don't know, grade can't remember exactly when. It might have been grade 11. It's 2022, so I'd been grade 11. I was in, like, physics, and I started like, no one even knew, right? Like, all my close friends, I'm just telling some of them this now, like and because I didn't realize that nobody knew, like, I thought it was obvious, but, like, I was not living at home for most of the semester. Some of it, I not because I was kicked out, was because I didn't wanna follow the rules, and I just wanted to leave instead and go somewhere else. And I was just stubborn, like, I would go to my buddy's house, or I'd stay with whoever, like, my girlfriend or whatever, like, I would just not be home very often. Um, like, no one even knew that I was, like, not living at home. I was drinking every night, to blackout every night before bed, or else I couldn't go to sleep. Like, I would sneak out to my dad's shop, fill up a little plastic water bottle, like, this much probably, with, like, straight liquor, and then I would hide that under my pillow, and then before bed, I would just chug it, and then I would whatever would happen after that, I don't know. I didn't remember a lot of times.
So you needed it to sleep, you think? Like,
Yeah, yeah, that's what I
yeah.
thought at least, right? And then around grade 11, yeah, like I was saying, in physics class, I remember I was, like, not there very often because I was kept missing it was right in the morning, I kept missing my bus or whatever. like miss important stuff. This was right around the time I went to detox. It was like kind of like my breaking point. I went to a family event, ruined the whole thing because I got drunk during it, helped myself to their liquor, blah blah blah. And like finding out after this, I found out that like they had taken pictures of the fridge of the liquor before I came, and then compared it to after. And I'm like thinking to myself, like, okay, I definitely have a problem if people are taking pictures of their liquor cabinet before I come over. Like,
Yeah.
like that didn't even click to me. But
Yeah.
it was that's the reality of what was
It's
happening.
people were catching on.
And anyways, that was the last straw. I woke up that day on October 15th, and like my mom's like, "You better call your aunt and apologize." And I'm like, I didn't know what she was talking about. I was like, "What do you mean?" And she's like, like you don't remember? And like, come on, like. And I was like, no, I couldn't remember. Honestly, I couldn't. And um, so I figured out what happened, right? And then it all clicked. It made sense. And
Can I ask what a brief overview, or is that too
yeah,
personal?
for sure. Like pretty much, it was my cousin's birthday, and we went to my aunt's house for the birthday, and I showed up sober and went to go get a Kool-Aid or a pop from the fridge or something, and saw the liquor and started drinking it. And like you know how an alcoholic is, right? Like once you start buzzing, like you get greedy, you go back for more. You don't think anybody's watching you. You don't think anybody's gonna notice. So I kept going back, drinking more. Probably drank like 3/4 of the bottle almost by the end of the night.
Jeez.
Anyways, like when I woke up the next day, I didn't even know that. Like I knew that I had drank a bit, but I didn't realize like that I had got caught. I didn't realize the ride home, like all the stuff that was said on the ride home. Like I didn't remember any of that. Basically, like I was like crying, and then my aunt came over and she was crying too, and they were like, "Do you think maybe it's time to go to detox?" And I was like, "No, like definitely not. Like I don't need that." And then like within a couple seconds, man, like I don't know, it's kind of snapped. Like I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go. Like whatever, I'll go. I don't know if I was trying to please them. I don't know what it was, but I was like, okay, I need to go. And then I went and just packed a couple of things and like said this was like on a Wednesday or something. Like I had school today. Like I had work to go to. Like I was like everything on pause. I went to detox. Like my main concern was like not being able to talk to my girlfriend and
Yeah.
like not having my phone pretty much.
Mhm.
And yeah, like they let me talk to her when I wanted to on like that landline thing. But anyways, like I went in and probably within 6 hours or like 8 hours, I don't know exactly when, but like God spoke to me. Like I was sitting there looking out the window, dude. Like what thinking to myself, like, what am I doing here? Like I shouldn't be here right now. Like I'm thinking all these things like this is just a phase. Like I'm doing what every teenager's doing. Like I'm AAA hockey player. Like that's what it's about, getting hammered, like having a hot girlfriend, this, that. Like I thought I was doing everything right. And then something clicked. Like I started to think about all the things I had done, like stealing liquor, everything that I had done to get alcohol. I would move mountains to get alcohol, man. Like I always had alcohol. And like I said, I started to think about all those things, and then I started to feel really like bad. Like I was like, okay, like I'm
You took
definitely
this
going to
too far.
hell. Like if I die right now, like I was Catholic at the time at this point. I'm like, if I die right now, like I'm going to hell for sure because I haven't made it to church to do confession and bow down in front of the priest or whatever and go in that room and tell him all my sins and repent. And like that's what the Catholic religion says. And I was like, yeah, I'm definitely going to hell. And then like this little voice, like this is how I describe it to people. Like with ADHD, I have this right now. Currently, it's still the same song lyric as it was in grade 9. It runs through my head all day. It's like if I'm not thinking about, if I'm not focused on something, my head is playing like a song in my head all day, or it's a conversation that we are about to have or that I just had. It's going through my head. It's never quiet in there, and basically that voice is always like annoying and it's loud and it doesn't shut off. And like I know that voice really well, and then I heard this voice, like, at this point, like and it was, like, different. It was soft, like, it was quiet, and it was, like, I could hear it clearly, and it was, like it said something like, "Nobody's too far gone," like and I almost felt like there was, like an angel, like, with his arms around me, like, just, like, standing over me, like and
So it was
I
a
felt God's
spiritual
presence,
experience.
like yeah, man, like, I it connected that, like, nobody's too far gone, and like I just gave it all to God in that moment. I said a prayer, and like from that moment I accepted like, okay, I need to be here. Like you don't end up in a detox at 17 for no reason. Like I started thinking about all the things I was doing, like daily drinking for almost a year straight at 17. Like
Yeah.
I was having almost and they're almost gonna take out my appendix, man, because I was like, there's no way nothing's wrong with me right now. Like you're telling me nothing's wrong with me because they're doing all these tests, CT scans, MRIs, everything, and it was actually just my liver probably like hurting because I was drinking so much. But I didn't tell them that, so they obviously knew. But like, you can't help someone that doesn't need to be that doesn't want help, right? I'm
Yeah.
just gonna keep lying to them. They're not gonna be like, we know you're drinking, like,
Yeah.
um, but yeah, I was getting all these tests done, and like they couldn't figure it out. It was stressing me out because like no one knew what was wrong with me, but I just kept drinking every night, and the drink like when I drank, like it definitely made it hurt down there. Like I could feel it. It was like right on the right side of my stomach, and um, like it got really bad, dude. Like I was in the hospital quite a few times, like just waiting in emerge for like 12 hours with like an IV in my arm, like, and then going up to the table and being like, "Hey, like, when am I going to be seen?" And they're like, "There's still people in front of you. Go sit back down." And I'm like, "Okay." I pull the IV out and I walk out. I'm like, I need to go home and lay down. Like I'm in a lot of pain. Like that's what it's like in Canada right now. The health system's not the greatest. I'm not gonna diss it, but like I'm thankful for it. But it's just like I just went and it was actually quite quick compared to every other time I've went. But like it was just like an every weekend thing. I was going to the hospital or doctor's appointment or something because I was in pain, right? And
Mhm.
I just remember being in the like looking out that window and thinking to myself, okay, like I'm gonna give this a shot. Like I didn't want like for a while I thought, okay, I'm gonna be in detox for 5 days and then I'm gonna like I don't need rehab. I don't need to go to for that 20-day program or whatever. Like I don't want to put my life on hold for 20 days. I'm young. I have school to go to. I have this to focus on. Like I didn't want to go to rehab, but then I just accepted that, hey, like I'm not just gonna be able to. They're just like introducing you to everything in detox. Like they introduce you to AA, they introduce you to the fact that you have a problem. Like I went to a meeting the first day I got out of detox, and I did a meeting or two meetings every day for like a long time, like more than 90 days. They say 90 meetings, 90 days. Well, I did like probably 200 meetings in 90 days. I don't know. It was ridiculous. I was at every meeting possible. And at this point, I didn't have my license because I got a DUI. It was just like everything
How
that my
long
parents, sorry,
Sorry,
what?
how long were you in detox, and then you kinda had that spiritual moment, and then how
Like
did you go to
6, 8
rehab?
hours, maybe. Like I slept for the first little bit, ate my first like hospital food meal, threw it all up, and then went to my room and like started thinking about everything. And this is like right after I went out for a vape break outside, and my high school was right across from a detox, man. And like
Okay.
so my friends would be walking down the street to go get pizza or something for lunch, and I'd be walking out to go have a smoke with all the detox people, and I'd be like putting my hood on and turn the other way, like,
Yeah, you're like,
you
"I should
know?
be with them right now, and here I am."
Yeah, and I'm like, okay, so this was probably like right after we came in from there, I went to my room and I was like thinking all this stuff, right? And I'm like, okay, like I just need to give this a shot. We did the pre-application for the rehab I went to, and like, thankfully, my mom, like, her sponsor, like, or somebody that she knows through work, like, kinda like a mentor, like a work someone that she worked with was actually involved in the rehab center that I went to, and she was able to, like, somehow pull strings and get me in, like, somewhat quick. It was still I went to detox in October. I don't think I went to I think it was, like, December when I went, but, like, there's a long waiting list, and
Did you
I
feel
stayed
withdrawal
sober.
symptoms in there and stuff? Besides,
Yeah,
like
man, I was super, like I had a couple panic attacks for the first time in my life, like,
yeah,
uncontrollable, like, breathing, like
convulsions and breathing and yeah.
but I wasn't, like, like, I guess I was a little shaky for the first day, but I wasn't, like I've seen some people in there that were having a lot worse withdrawals than me,
Oh,
like,
yeah,
people that
I
couldn't
had
even
the
hold the
horrible
glass or something,
withdrawals.
like
I had to have people hold a straw up to me to, like, consume
yeah.
anything.
Yeah, I didn't they gave me, like, one medication one night to help me with anxiety because I went in to get my meds, and someone had brought in a bag of weed. and it was in their drawer because it's legal, right, in Canada. So they couldn't throw it out. They were like, okay, well, we have to keep it for when you get back. But like when I went in that room, all I could smell was pot. So I was like kind of triggered. Like I wanted to smoke really bad at that time. I was like, okay, well, like I'm in a detox. Why am I smelling marijuana right now?
Yeah,
Like,
some people breaking
and
the rules.
yeah, so I was like, that was a little hard, but you know, it was honestly a great program. Like the detox that we have here in Chatham is actually amazing. Like they take care of you pretty well. Like if you are withdrawing bad, like they'll help you. I seen a lot of sad stuff in there though. Like this one lady was all messed up on drugs and she was like having a baby and like the dad was apparently homeless too and like he was on
Jeez.
drugs and within 7 seconds of this baby being alive, they were feeding it morphine because the baby was withdrawing. And like I was like when I heard that I was like I started crying, man. I was like, that's so sad. Like that's not fair for that kid, you know?
Yeah, that's
Like, I saw a lot
heartbreaking.
of messed up shit, I guess you could say, but
Did that seeing all that messed up stuff, was that part of kind of like that moment you were having where you just
yeah, it
kind
was
of
very
looking at your
eye-opening, man.
school? I mean, the self-awareness and the maturity to have that at 17 to pay attention to your surroundings like that is impressive, honestly.
Well, it was like I didn't all click right away, but, as I sat down and thought about things, it was like, "Okay, like, what are my friends doing right now? They're out at hockey practice right now and going out for wings after, and they get to go home to their girlfriend or whoever they wanna see, like, friends, and I'm sitting here, like, in a jail pretty much, like, eating crappy food, like, you know, like, it was, like, no phone, no nothing. I was really mad about that, like, no phone, but they gave us
Yeah.
Netflix, so I was fine. I signed into my Netflix, and it was fine. I put everybody on Joe Coy, the comedian.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Gotta
we
have
were
some
watching that
laughs
for
in
a
there.
while. Yeah. But yeah, for the first time in detox, I was, like, having belly laughs for the first time, like, without being drunk, and I was like, "Okay, like, this is weird." I was smiling, and I was, like they gave me I used to do, like, magic tricks when I was younger. I was pretty into that stuff, and I had a deck of cards in there, and I was, like, doing this thing where I'd, like, flip the card up pretty much. Like, I'd hold it in one of my hands, and I'd flick it
Yeah.
up, and I'd catch it with the other hand.
Okay.
Like, I was determined to do all 52 without dropping one, and I, like, did that for hours, man. Like, I walked around that place flipping cards, like
That's awesome.
and I was just oh, yeah, I was talking to everybody, I was connecting with
Making
people,
friends.
and then, like, I went to AA right away and met some great people.
What was it like going to AA the first time, especially, like, at that age?
Playing in
Like,
Chatham is like it was very nerve-wracking, I didn't wanna go, like, I was the youngest guy in the room by probably, like, 10 years.
did you think it was all gonna be kinda BS and wouldn't help you, and you kinda
Well,
realized it would,
like,
or
some people around me, like, that I had known some people that had gone to AA, and it's like, it worked for them, so I was willing to give it a shot kinda thing. I was just honest right from the beginning, and I just was super honest with my first share, but, like, yeah, I connected with people right away, I related to everything that was said right away in the first meeting. I was like, "Okay, like, I definitely belong here," like,
what
I
stood out
remember
to
one
you the
time
most, like, the
just,
first
like, probably the fact that everybody was, like, mentioning how alcohol was, like, negatively impacting their life, whether it was they're going through a divorce or they're losing their house or, like, they have a DUI or whatever, like, I could relate to a lot of things that were being said because my girlfriend was ready to leave. I had lost my license. I didn't deserve to be living at home, but my parents, like, they didn't kick me out, but, like, I knew I didn't deserve to be living at home. Like, I knew all these unmanageable things that were being said around the table. I was like, "Okay, like, if I have not done that yet, I can definitely see myself doing that." Like, I would do that for alcohol. Like,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
knew right away. And then, like, when I was in detox, like, I had a lot of good counselors in there, like, good people that were very supportive and encouraging, and when I went to rehab, I was pretty scared that I wasn't gonna get in because they told you had to be, like, 2 weeks clean from marijuana, 2 weeks clean from alcohol, all this stuff, and I was, like, what, like, a month or 2 sober from alcohol at the time, but I was still smoking weed before bed, and, I didn't stop till, like, 3 or 4 days before, and, like, I remember the night like, 2 or 3 nights before, I went to rehab, I had this, like, work party, like, for a co-op that I was doing. I worked at this, like, electrical supply store, and, like, they have, like, an open bar, and, like, it was at this fancy place, and, like, everybody's telling me, like, "Go get a drink, go get a drink." They all knew I was 17, but I looked like I was able to go buy vapes and everything without ID for, like, years at this point, and like, I would have no problem getting a drink if I wanted one, and I'm still shocked to this day I didn't go get a drink at that bar. because I wanted one so bad, man.
Yeah.
And
You
um,
still had the willpower. That's good.
I didn't because I knew I wouldn't get into rehab, and like I knew how awkward and bad I was gonna feel when I peed in the cup, and then it came back negative, and they're like, "You can't come in here," and my parents are like heartbroken. Like I had all
Yeah.
that going through my head, right? Like so I was like, okay, I can't. Like I need to.
I did it differently,
But
and, like, I didn't do it the most responsible way either. I was told I couldn't drink when I got out of the hospital, but I had 2 weeks before I went to rehab, so I only had a few drinks after, and I cleared out my system, but I saved all the Librium or the benzo pills they gave me at the hospital, and I was like, "Oh, I'm going into rehab feeling good," so I took 5 of those pills and went in just feeling relaxed as all hell, but once those wore
yeah,
off, I felt like shit.
they don't like drug test you when you go in the states.
They piss tested me, but since I had a prescription for it from the hospital, they're like,
Oh right, right, right.
they
Because
still let me
they were
in.
in detox, right?
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah. But like I was saying, that was a different experience for me than I just for a lot of people. Like the way our rehab worked was there'd be like 3 groups, like so like there'd be juniors, intermediate, senior. Like juniors are like considered your first week there. If you're an intermediate, it's like your second week, and then seniors like a third week. Pretty much like I think there's like 12 or 15 of us, 12 or 13. Um, in between 12 and 15, maybe like 13, 14. I don't know. That's how many people came to sign in on the day that we went. I'm pretty sure only like 5 at the end. So there was like 2, 3. There's maybe like 9 or 10 that got in. Like they all had people like had drugs in their system and they weren't allowed in. Like they had hard drugs, I guess, or whatever. Because they don't want you withdrawing at the rehab. That's what detox is for, right? Um, and basically by the end of my stay there, like we were the last group to go in because it was almost Christmas, so there was no juniors coming in after us. It was like every week there was like less people, less people, less people, and on by the third week, like we had lost 2 or 3 group members. One left because I don't know, it was too much for him or something like that. We all took that pretty heavy, and then the other one got told she had to leave because it was during COVID and she was sick. She had like sore throat and she was coughing and runny nose, and they made her leave and like gave her a date to come back and said like we'll prioritize you to come back and everything when you're not sick. And like I remember there's like 5 of us by the end, and like 5 in the whole rehab center. So we had like when we go to do
To
our
know each other
physical
well.
activity, like play volleyball or something, it was like 2v3 like.
Yeah.
And I remember it was like super, we were all super close, like it was like a family in there, man. Like
Yeah, that's what I loved
I
about rehab
remember.
too, was getting close with people and seeing waking up, having
Yeah,
food with them, doing all
it's
these
ironic because I was at the hospital yesterday for my back, and I was waiting for my dad to pick me up because I couldn't drive. And um, I go out to like this designated smoking area, and all the detox people are sitting there, right? And I remember like standing there talking to like a friend from high school that was running the detox center. That like she was taking them out for a smoke or whatever. She was working there, and we're talking, and then she's like, "I love the podcast, dude. All this stuff." And I look up and like, buddy across from me was, like, my roommate at like, rehab, like, and we like, I knew him, and, he's like we, like, hugged each other, said hi, like, and my other roommate's no longer with us, he passed away, and the other one, I guess he was only there for work purposes, but,
how
like,
did
I'm
the
only in contact with one of them still that I went with, and he's just hit his 3 years a little bit before me, like, I just hit
awesome.
mine 9 days ago, and he hit it a little bit before me, but yeah, there's only 2 of us that I think, maybe 3 that are still sober. I'm not 100% sure about the third one, but,
The other
like,
guy who
one of them's no
passed
longer
away,
with
was
us.
that addiction related?
Yeah, suicide.
Oh, man, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
That's rough.
he relapsed pretty like, his wife was leaving him when he like, right when he got to rehab, she decided to leave. His kids weren't talking to him, all this stuff, so he, like I know he, like it wasn't as bad when he got out, like, he tried to figure things out, and we talked here and there, but I remember seeing his, like, funeral thing, and I'm like, "Wow," like,
Yeah,
I just
it's
talked to this
heartbreaking.
guy, like and yeah, like sorry, what was the main question here? Like, we're still talking about detox or
But yeah, we're just talking about detox and then how you felt
yeah.
kinda coming out of it and entering
Yeah, so, like,
AA and
I
how
felt really confident coming out, like, I remember going into detox, like, not wanting to be there, but then by the end, like, I didn't wanna leave, like, they were telling me I was good enough to go, and I was like, "Come on, like, let me say, come on," And they're like, no, like, you need to go. Like, you have a plan now. Like, you're signed up for rehab. Like, these are where the meetings are. Like, go try this. Like, so I went to a meeting right away with a buddy that I got out at the same time as me. He's sober now. I think he just might have hit 2 years or 1 year or something like that.
Awesome.
But yeah, like I felt pretty good. I white knuckled it for a while. Just went to meetings, a lot of meetings, and I didn't get a sponsor till around 8 months in. I don't recommend that. I should have got one right away.
So if you say you're like white knuckling it and just going to meetings and stuff, like you must have, like at that age, what'd you learn about yourself that you needed to work on? Like, did you think you were numbing certain traumas?
Yeah,
Was
for
there certain
sure.
sides of yourself you were avoiding with the drinking? Like, what did you learn
For
about yourself?
sure. I learned that, like, for one, like, I think I might have mentioned this in the one that we did on my channel, but, like, you know how when you have ADHD or something and you're always the hyperactive kid, like, people are always telling you to, like, quiet down or, like, like, be
Yeah.
quiet or
Wow.
slow down or,
Yeah.
like, but when you're
Chill out, man.
drinking, it's like the opposite, dude. Like, people are like, "Yeah, keep doing that stupid stuff." Like, "Look at this guy." Like, everything you say is meant to be like a joke or like trying to make people laugh and
Like
it's
center of
like,
attention type thing.
yeah. So once I
Yeah.
was like super uncomfortable with being like sober, I guess. Once I started daily drinking and stuff, like I was like really just didn't want to be sober. And I like once I learned that like I could laugh without drinking or smoking or and I could and like those 5 days of not drinking and detox, like, it gave me a lot of clarity of, like, the things that I'd done because you're so blinded by everything that you're doing, like, because of the addiction. Like, you're just so focused on where your next drink's coming from that you don't even realize how much lying you're doing or all the people
Mhm.
you're hurting. Um, and it's like, I realized that, okay, this alcohol is, like, doing nothing good for me anymore. Like, I don't even really get drunk anymore. I just go straight to the blackout now because I don't know when to stop. I just like, I'm maybe drunk for, like, 15, 20 minutes that I can remember, and it's like, I remember that like, all the only time I remember, I'm a pretty angry drunk, like, um, like, I'm always getting mad at people for whether it's thinking my girlfriend left the party without saying goodbye to me, but in reality, she's right outside, or, like,
Yeah.
she's like, I
Getting
was
all those
always
paranoia thoughts and stuff.
yeah, yeah, angry drunk. It's not a nice drunk. I thought I was, but like it always ended bad. I like to say that I wasn't I get in trouble every time I drank, but every time I got in trouble, I was drinking. Is what I usually say. Like I learned that the alcohol is just doing absolutely nothing positive in my life. And if I wanted to get my license back and do all these things, right, like play hockey again or you know pass high school or
So
anything
you
like
so you lost your license due to drinking too? Or did it
yeah, on the way home from a hockey tryout, my card got broken into earlier in the day at the hockey tryout, and I lost my wallet and everything. So when I got my DUI, I didn't even have my ID on me. So that's like,
you
um,
remember what you blew?
I blew a .247 the first time.
Damn,
Um,
you're feeling pretty good.
oh yeah, buddy. I don't remember any of it. Nothing. Can't remember
Jeez.
any of it. I like rolled the Jeep, kept driving, went to
Hey,
get
I had a
gas. I
Jeep.
didn't even need gas. Didn't even need gas. Went to a gas station. Went inside. I fell out of the Jeep. Went inside. Tried to order something, I think, and then she
Yeah.
took my keys because she knew I was wasted. Like, I just, like, have a brief memory of, like, them saying, like, "You're under arrest," kinda, maybe. I
Yeah.
think I remember that. I don't know. But I remember coming to and realizing the cuffs were, like, actually there, and they were on, and I couldn't move my arms, and
And
there's
you're like,
people talking
"Shit."
in front of me. It all
Yeah.
kinda, like, clicked. I was like, "Holy crap, I'm in a cop car right now," like and
Yeah.
I remember, like, maybe a minute of it, and then the rest is all black. Like, I don't remember nothing else, dude, and
Yeah.
like, from the place that I left, that I was like, I drove out of our friend's driveway, like, I only planned on having a beer or 2, my dad had said to me before he left, like, you can't drink, right? Like, you're driving," and I'm like my answer was, "What do you think, I'm stupid? Like, I gotta drive, like, I'm not gonna
Yeah.
drink,"
Yeah.
and, second he left, I had, like, 2 beers, like, just, like, on, like, the side by side or, like, we were shooting guns, riding dirt bikes, doing all sorts of stuff, we're out at a farm, and, he left, I had 2 beers, and then, like, I remember going to the bathroom and walking past, like, a liquor cabinet or, like, a bunch of liquor, and it was just, like, there, and there was nobody around me, and I remember seeing, like, 6, like, big bottles, dude, like, 60s of, like, whiskey and, like they were open, but they were, like, hardly touched, right? So I knew
Yeah.
I could get away with a couple swigs, and
Yeah.
then just like put it back and grab a different one and take a couple swigs. And like I did that, and then I was feeling pretty good, right? And I was like, okay, but like I said earlier, greedy alcoholic, you don't know when to stop. The next thing you know, I'm like trying to pull my arms apart. I'm in a cop car, and like I don't even know what's
Yeah.
going on. Like, and
Yeah.
to the next day, like I was saying, they had me leaving at a certain time, and it took me 30 minutes to get to this place, this gas station. They're
Yeah.
only like about a 3-minute drive apart.
You
And
just like
I
pulled
don't know
over
where
and
I
spaced
go. I
out
don't
or
know
something.
where I went. And they
Yeah.
ask to this day, people ask me like, "Where'd you go?" Or like, "You must have had booze in your car or something." And I'm like, "No, like I couldn't tell you, man.
Yeah.
I don't know."
30-minute
I don't know why
blackout.
there's scratches on top. Like, why is there gravel marks on the top of my Jeep? Like, you'd think I would realize if I rolled it, right? Um,
Yeah. Jesus. Do you have a
like,
Wrangler?
it was a TJ,
TJ, nice. Wrangler TJ.
and yeah, we
So it has
actually just
roll
got it back
bars
on
at
the road.
least. So, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah. Anyways, like to this day, like I still haven't. I have the disc of like the footage of the body cam and stuff. Like I was planning on watching it on my 3 years, but I was just too busy. I didn't get to it.
I'm
Or
trying
we
to get a
didn't have
hold of
like
mine.
we don't have something that plays a disc like in my house. I guess I don't know.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. No CDs or anything. DVD players.
anyways, yeah, it was like I remember losing my license. That changed everything for me, man. Like I said, I had 2 jobs. I played travel sports. I just made the junior team. Like I had to tell the coach, "Hey, I can't play this year because I can't fully commit. Like I don't want to be half committed and like leave you guys hanging. So I'll just like come back next year." And had to give hockey up. Never played again. Still to this day, I've been on the ice a couple times, like with my dad and whatnot. But um, I had to give up hockey. I had to give up lacrosse because I played in Wallsburg, which is a half an hour drive, and it was just too much to ask my dad to drive me every time, right? Or there wasn't any other guys in Chatham that I could carpool with or anything. So like I had to give that up too. And those guys were all pretty rowdy, like doing drugs and drinking all the time. Like we were smoking weed right after the game out of somebody's trunk. Like we were doing all sorts of stuff. Uh, and I just knew that I wouldn't be able to stay sober around those guys for sure. And so I gave that up too.
Good. The
And like,
self-control to really like
yeah,
cut out certain
I still miss it a
aspects of your
lot.
life.
Like I still, if I wanted to, I could play this year, but I just don't have the time with work and everything. Like, um, and yeah, like I just started to lose a lot of things after my license got taken. Like I remember it was supposed to be like my lawyer got it down to we tried to go to a care list, tried to go to all this stuff, nothing worked. And it was like this happened in August 28th. I got my DUI, and I think it wasn't until March that I got sentenced. And it was like kept getting rescheduled, court kept getting rescheduled, things kept getting pushed around, and like I said, it was like from August to March before I finally got the sentencing, and he was like, they got me down to they wanted to give me a year, take my license, a year. I don't know. I don't remember exactly what they wanted to give me, but it was a lot, and I got it down to a year suspension without my license, 1 year of probation, and I had like a $400 fine or something. Like it wasn't bad. And like that was like the lottery for what they were trying to give me. And
Yeah. I got 2 years
like
probation for blowing a .34, and then on good behavior, I got it cut to 1 year, so I got off probation early. But
0.34, holy crap.
well, yeah, and somehow I was functioning totally fine and holding conversation. I don't know. I don't remember
Yeah,
much of it.
dude. Like I was driving a car, I didn't even remember, dude.
Yeah,
Like
it's crazy what we can do after building
yeah.
up a tolerance.
Yeah. Like I was saying is like sorry, what was I saying?
My next question, I guess, was so you got that DUI, lost the license, and
Yeah.
you once you got out of treatment, I'm sure you got your license back soon after, and then like
Yeah, one thing I want to mention was like before I saw the judge, it helped that I had gone to rehab already, but at this point,
yeah,
because I went in December. So, like, I could use that stuff to, like, help me 'cause he's like, "Yeah, I suggest you get help." Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I'm already seeking help. Like,
yeah,
I've already
yeah,
accepted this." Like,
yeah, and they love to hear that too, that you're actually
yeah,
taking
so that
initiative.
helped me, and like I said, I got it down to a year suspension, year probation, and, like, a $400 fine, but then as soon as my year suspension was done, dude, the Ministry of Transportation or whatever, like, they sent me something in the mail, and I was like just about to get my license back, or so I thought, and then it slapped me with another year, and I'm like, bro.
Jesus.
So I was like, two
Taking away
years,
your
and
freedom.
then 2 years, and then breathalyzer for a whole year, and like I had the breathalyzer for a year and 3 months, dude. Like I had it for longer than I should have. It was like 150 to $200 a month to have that thing in. You had to pay to get it installed.
Yep.
Yeah, you have to have this in your car to drive, but we're gonna charge you to have it.
I know about
It's
it.
like,
Yeah, I
bro,
know
come
about the
on,
blow and go.
come
It's a
on.
pain. Did it ever cross your mind during those early years of sobriety, like you're working your way back to get your license back, get the blow and go out of here? But like, were you ever thinking when all this is over, I'm gonna go back to drinking?
No, I kind of accepted that, like there's just no place for it in my life because I like I was when I was in detox, I had this other realization that like, hey, if I'm 17 right now and I'm dealing with stress like this, like it's gonna
Yeah.
happen when I'm 30 and
Yeah.
I'm married to my girlfriend and we have kids and we have a house and I have to go
Be a
to
whole
work
nother
every
set of
day, like
problems.
and I have bills, like all this stuff. I'm gonna like then what? It's not
Throw
gonna
it all
be
away.
like you're not missing a couple weeks of school, Logan. You're getting a divorce, you're losing your kids, you're losing the house, and you're probably gonna be homeless.
Such good self-awareness at that age, like,
So,
seriously.
like, I'm like,
That
I
so
know
many
where it's
people
gonna
wish
lead
they
for
had
me.
those thoughts at a young age.
I do like I'm not gonna say I don't have the urge to have a beer every now and then, but it's like I know very quickly after that thought comes that it's not just one beer. Like I've never had just one beer.
Is the
And I
social pressure really tough then? Like, I'm sure most of your friends still actively drink, right?
Yeah, yeah. In the well, I don't hang around a lot of those guys anymore, but like there's like two or three that are solid dudes that I kept around and like my best friends, man. And like
And they're
they don't
pretty
drink
supportive of
very
it.
they can drink like like we'll go to the cottage or something and they'll get drunk, whatever. It's no problem. It doesn't bother me, but it's like if I'm having a bad night or something, like it's I don't even have to ask and they won't drink. Like they'll stay sober, they'll
Yeah.
offer to go for a hike or whatever, like things that I like to do. Like they're genuine friends, and like I have a lot of that around me. Like I have a good support system. I got my parents, I got my girlfriend, my aunt's super supportive.
Any
Like my
relationships that were
sister,
tough to kind of repair when you got it?
for sure, dude. Everybody like that I had, like my grandparents for sure, because I was like stealing all their liquor, man. Like every time I went down there, it was like an excuse to get drunk, pretty much.
Yeah.
I was very much like abusing or what's the word? Like taking advantage of them,
Yeah.
and it was
Abusing,
not fair. Like
their
and it
generosity.
happened to like many people, like my girlfriend's. Like I remember taking a lot of her parents' liquor too.
Yeah.
Like my dad, like his shop fridge was like raided many times, and like all of his liquor was like watered down. Like even like a year after I got sober, he asked me. He looked at something in the shop. He's like, "Just wondering, like, is that water? Like, I'm not gonna be mad, but like, just so I know." And I'm like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, that's water. Like, that's watered down."
Takes a
And it was
while
like
to
some
get the
Sailor
trust back.
Jerry's thing, like, and pretty much like I said, you're asking if like when all this is over, like the license thing, am I gonna drink again? But I was like, no, probably not because like I said, I know I've never had just one drink. And even now, 3 years in, dude, I know that if I pick up one, like I might just have one or two tonight. Like
But
maybe
it'll be
not
one or two
tomorrow,
tomorrow, but then it'll
but
be
like
three, then it'll be
for
four.
sure not the next night. For sure the next night I'm going missing, dude. I'm getting a full bottle and I'm going missing. Like
Yep. Going missing. That's a good way to put it.
and like music has saved me many times. Concerts have like changed my life. Like seeing certain people in concert, like
Mhm.
I really connect with like music that I can relate to. Like not all recovery based music, but guys are like there's a lot of guys getting sober in the country scene, dude, and like a lot of
Yeah,
them are talking about
Jelly
it. And
Roll and stuff. Well, I mean, he's not typical country, but I know there's a lot of
Cameron
that art.
Whitecomb is a big one.
Yeah, it's great
There's
to
like a
see.
lot,
Being
and
sober is
like
becoming actually a pretty cool thing now, which is good.
yeah, for sure. But
Yeah,
I was always scared that like, hey, like I'm never gonna be able to have fun, or I'm never gonna, because I'm not gonna like I wasn't gonna old enough to go to the bars yet or do any of that stuff. So I was never gonna know what that was like, or I was never gonna
yeah,
know what it was like to have a couple beers at the hockey game or
yeah,
whatever. But now, like when I go to the hockey game, I see these guys that shouldn't be drinking because they have a
yeah,
problem, and it's like
yeah.
that would be me if
I
I was
know,
here, right? Like,
and you're able to like be present and enjoy these
yeah,
things.
for
Like
sure. And it's
'cause
like,
all the games, all the Seahawks games I went to, and I was doing cocaine and drinking. Like I remember them vaguely, but now going to events. I went to like a couple of professional like baseball games sober, and I'm like, holy crap, this is even better actually, and it's cheaper.
Yeah, but yeah, like I was saying, it was like super unmanageable, but I didn't see it, and it was
Yeah.
like I said, I had 2 jobs or 3 jobs. I had the girlfriend, I had decent grades, had travel hockey, I had all these things. So for a while, I didn't see how it was unmanageable. Like I thought, as long as Logan appears to be good, like it doesn't matter. I'm not hurting anybody but myself by drinking before bed and doing all this stuff, right? Like no
Yeah.
one's not
Yeah.
hurting anybody. Like I'm hurting myself. And
Exactly.
but no, it was definitely like you learn when you get into recovery how it's a family disease. Like it affects the whole family. It affects everybody around you.
I'm sure your whole
And
family
yeah,
was really concerned the entire time it was going
for
on,
sure,
but
dude. But
we're
my family's
selfish when
super
we're drinking.
supportive. Like I'm super grateful for them today.
It sounds like
Tough
you have
love
an
is
amazing
definitely important.
girlfriend. You guys been together
Yeah,
like 7 years or something, so
yeah,
that's
for
crazy.
sure.
And then,
Yeah.
so you guys, I mean, so you have. It seems like you're just very optimistic about the future then, without alcohol or anything. And like, how are you going about your days now? Like, how do you plan on, structuring your life from here on out the same way you've been doing it the next 3 years? You're starting a podcast. You're still going to be working. Like, what's your plan?
Yeah, my plan, dude, is very unknown at this time. Yeah, going through some back pain and stuff, back troubles right
Yeah.
now, seeing some surgeons and everything. Like, it's
And you denied
just,
the painkillers, which I'm impressed.
yeah, they
That's
offered
takes
me
a lot of.
painkillers at the hospital. I had to tell them no because I'm in recovery. I didn't want anything that I could get addicted to. So they gave me something else.
That's
And,
awesome that you think that way.
but yeah, like, even what they gave me made me drowsy, dude. I didn't really like it. Like,
Yeah. I don't
anyways,
take anything mind altering anymore. It's just
yeah.
whatever. But I don't want to.
What
I know
was,
my personality.
yeah, yeah. What I was getting at though was like, I guess before I was scared, like I said, I touched on it a little bit. I was like afraid of a life without alcohol because I didn't see any fun in it. Because growing
Hmm.
up, like I saw it as a social thing, a way to have fun. And like I had a lot of fun drinking a lot of times. Like it wasn't all bad. And like, but for like the first time, like I seen like now, like I was seeing after being in sobriety for a while, like I was seeing like the actual benefits of it, like the promises coming true that you learn about in AA, and like it was all happening in front of my eyes. I couldn't believe it. It was like my relationships were getting better. Like I got my license back. Like things were happening and things were going well. So I was like, I started to see like all these doors opening in my like these potential doors like down the line that if I don't drink, like or if I don't drink or do drugs, like and like I haven't really touched on it in this episode, but we're getting kind of close to an hour, so I don't know if we'll have time, but maybe we'll
Touch
go
on it. We
on for
got.
a part 2, but,
Yeah.
like, around 2-year mark, I started gambling and, like, I got disconnected from meetings and I became, like, a raging gambling addict, and,
Okay. I had a
I had to go
gambling
to
problem.
rehab again, and I went rehab again, like, in May, and, like, I blew, like, over $100,000, man, and less than a year. Yeah, at 20 years old, and I wagered, like, in the millions. Like, it was when I read these numbers, I was throwing up, dude. I was like, "Are you serious?" Like,
So
yeah,
you
like, you're
really got
so
into it.
blinded by it, right? And
Yeah.
gambling's a really dangerous one. Like,
You
I
love
like to
the
say
thrill
it's
of
really
winning.
scary because no one knows you're doing it unless they see your bank statements, man. Like,
Exactly.
unless you're going to the 'cause it's all on your phone now, right? Like, you can
Yeah.
do it laying in your bed.
You can
I
go
won
on
13
Kalshi and I'll
grand
bet
in
on a
1
game.
hour.
Yeah.
I won 13 grand in 1 hour on my phone, and prior to that, like, before I won that money, I didn't even have enough in my account to get a McDouble. I had negative $400, and I was, like, using my credit card, and, like, then I got free spins, and I turned those free spins into, like, 13 grand in, like, 1 hour,
Yeah.
and I was
And
like,
you
"Okay,"
start
like,
treating money like it's monopoly money, and
yeah, man,
you're
and I
like,
was
I
just
can do this
blowing it,
again. I can
like,
do this
I
again.
started
Yeah.
doing $2,000 blackjack hands, like, at one point,
Yeah.
it was crazy, man, and, like, yeah, like, we'll touch on that, later, but back to what I was saying was, like, I just see all these doors opening up in my life, like, potential doors and, like, opportunities, and I see, like, endless potential in, like, a life if I stay sober and if I don't go back to gambling, and, like, if I
Yeah.
can get a hold of all this now and, like, I'm already having people ask me to sponsor, like, I'm not ready to, but people have been asking me to be their sponsor and stuff,
It's
like,
so
I'm
flattering when somebody asks
I'm
you.
clearly doing I'm trying to do the next right thing, and, like, seems like I'm kind of getting there to or at least like I'm on the right track, I guess. And like I don't see anything good happening from me taking a drink today. Nothing good.
Yeah.
Like right away that tape gets played forward and it's like, okay, this is gonna end in either jail, a coffin, or like, like it's not hard for me to see that.
Damn straight. Jail or coffin
So
for sure. That's the
yeah.
only way it leads. But thank you. I appreciate you being on the show. And do you want to talk just a little bit about what you got going with the podcast? Just to
Yeah, for sure,
let
dude.
my listeners know.
Like just about a month ago I got like inspired to do this, to start a podcast. I went on a podcast. I found him on Instagram. It's called Sober Motivation with Brad. I don't know if you've done an episode with him or not, but
I have not. I'll look it up.
he's a super nice guy, man. And like we did an interview, he threw it up on his page. And I don't know, after I got recorded that, I was like, I had given a talk a few times at like meetings, like in front of the rehab center I went to. I went and talked, like shared my story. And like I've done talks, but like that podcast, something felt different. Like it felt like I was gonna reach like people that needed to hear it. Because like when I was young and 17, realizing I had a problem, I was looking up young alcoholics, like all this stuff, and I couldn't find very much, dude. Like so I was like, okay, I started to get this inspiration because I've always had this passion for like content or something along these lines, but I've always put it into something like silly, like a
Yeah.
trick shot account for hockey or like a video game account that everybody and their mom's doing. So like this, I feel like I have a powerful testimony. I feel like I can help people. And I get a message like every 6 hours, man, like, hey, I heard your podcast or this or that, and it keeps me going, man. Like my
Yeah.
goal is to help one person. If I can help one person can relate to what I'm saying, or like
Hell yeah.
that's my goal. Like, and I don't know, I just started up this podcast like a month ago. I've released about 3 episodes. I got quite a few in the works, like planned, but
Awesome.
I'm doing it all by myself. So it's I'm sure like I'm pretty sure you're doing most of it on your own, but
Yeah.
it's
I got my
difficult, especially working
co-host
a
helps out
full-time
a
job,
lot.
right?
Yeah, exactly. It's
Yeah,
definitely,
it's hard.
I mean, I can tell you're
I'm trying
passionate
my very
about it though.
best.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I can
like
tell.
I've been praying for a hobby, man. I've been praying for something like, because since I quit hockey, I haven't felt that passion for anything. And like this, I feel like like I said, I have a testimony that can help people. So if I just use this platform and put it out there, like I don't know, but what's the worst that can happen? Like I don't know. And I like
Yeah,
doing
no,
it.
like I said, if it helps one person and it reaches
Yeah,
one person, and I know I keep repeating this, but I think I know and hope that you're gonna inspire a lot of younger people early on, so they save wasting, 10, 20 years. I mean, I would never call any time a
yeah,
waste for anybody who gets sober later than others, but like I hope it inspires young people to know that you can have a great life without all that social pressure of drinking and stuff. So I think you're
yeah, for
doing that.
sure, man. For sure.
And
Like I was saying, like last thing I'm gonna say is like I said before, is like when you go to AA, they say like there's all these things that they say that have happened to them, and you're like, that hasn't happened to me. Like I'm not that bad. But they say like you gotta put yet behind that. You gotta like if you go
yeah,
back out, like it's gonna get that bad. Like you're gonna be the guy that's drinking from the hand sanitizer, or you're gonna be the guy that's like drinking mouthwash to get drunk, or you're like all these things that you think you'd never do. Like if you go back out, it usually gets worse. And many people that come into the program say that. Like
yep,
like I said, like you said, I feel like if I can avoid all that happening, like losing my house, my kids, my wife, all that, because I know that alcohol will do that to me. So if I
yep.
just avoid alcohol, like maybe I have a better chance at those things not happening.
Yeah. You have so much less to worry about, so much
Yeah,
less to lose, and you can keep everything, That's awesome. So I'm impressed by how you've done it. So
I
thank you.
appreciate it, bro. And I just know I'm not the only one out there struggling. So I just just want to put it out there. So I appreciate you having me on, though, dude.
No, thanks for being on, man. I appreciate it. And we'll have to do a part 2 one of these days. And
For sure. I talk a
yeah,
lot.
appreciate it, man.
Rock Bottom with Ryan. No bullshit, just recovery.